Okay.
I'm so excited to see you all, and I hope that you can hear me on this thing, maybe, sort of.
You gotta hold it up very close.
Test 1, 2, check it, 1, 2, 3.
I don't hear
Is
it.
it on? I don't think it's on.
I think not.
You flip the thing all the way up to the top.
But let's try it again. Oh, there it goes, I think. Mic check.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Check, 1, 2. Yeah, everybody hear me? So good, I'm so glad you're here, man, that's loud. So, quick question for the room. Any first timers? Wow, let's go, let's give it up for y'all. Hey. Well, we're so thankful that you both are here, but this 1 Million Cup for Joplin is a great opportunity for you to be here. I think of it as a lunch and learn. So for entrepreneurs, so basically you get the opportunity to listen to other business owners and their story and how they are successful. And then as well as get opportunities to ask questions or give advice of helping their business. So this is a wonderful, cool opportunity for you to be able to grow, to excel in your business, but also collaborate with people, get to know each other, get to build relationships with. So I love this. I'm one of the organizers. Let me see if I can work this right. Boom, there are your other organizers there, great people that would love to help, love to connect you with everyone here. And then our first presenter today is going to be Miss Megan. Give it up for Megan.
There's no recording. We need to hear you.
Okay. That one works better.
Which by the way, when we get to questions and answers, we really do need you to use the mic because last week we could hardly hear anybody's questions. So just be patient and we'll get it to you as fast as we can, but
Test. Is it on?
you gotta flip that little switch so the red light comes on. There you go.
Perfect, there it is.
Test.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot the sponsors. Oh, Lord. Dang it, sorry. Clicker. To the right.
Oh, sorry.
That's our wonderful sponsors, everyone. Sorry. That's my fault.
Hold on.
That's me in sin.
I'm trying to do too many things at once. Gotta get hers on.
There it is.
Okay, now you
Okay. Well, hello, I'm Megan Cameron, and this is my company, MC Swim Coaching. Okay, a little bit about me. I grew up swimming, and so it's always been part of my history, and so I grew up swimming competitively year-round from when I was 5 until I was 18. I did not swim in college, but I also just spent all day at the lake, 2 swim practices and swimming in the lake in between, just all day, every day in the summer, swimming year-round, so in the winter still having swim practices. So that's kind of how I grew up. And then I went into other careers. So I had a career in mental health, in children's mental health, leading an after-school group, psychosocial treatment group, so kids who are in therapy for all different reasons, 4, 5, and 6-year-olds, and teaching them social skills, positive behavior management, working with the schools, helping their teachers be able to acclimate them to the classroom, going into their homes and working with the parents. That sort of thing. And then I also was a children's minister for 6 years full time, and so developing curriculum and training teachers, working with parents and kids is just part of my story. So all those things came together when my own children got back, or when they started swim team and started lessons, and I just felt like my heart was racing again. I was so excited that they were getting into swim team, that I got back into swim team as well. So I became a master swimmer as an adult and raced even against the kids in USA Swimming. They can have adults race against kids. And so I was doing that a lot and just loved it, getting back into it as an adult. All those things kind of came together where people were asking me advice on swimming with their kids, because I also worked with kids, and a lot of advice from triathletes asking for advice on swimming. Usually triathletes come prepared for biking and running, but not swimming. And so that kind of all came together to start MC Swim Coaching. And so that was 5 years ago it started. And we are known for private lessons, and they just sell out in the summers just from the start. It's a much needed thing, is kids to be able to learn to swim, and private lessons allows flexibility for the parents and that one-on-one attention. You really get more effective learning in that environment. We are in Joplin and Carl Junction, but people drive from all over the place. The furthest we had was Oklahoma City this summer, so we meet up every other week. So we offer a lot of group opportunities as well. Our vision is to be the #1 resource on swimming development for any age and ability in the 4-state area, producing confident and skilled swimmers with a lasting love of the water. And our mission is to create opportunities for people of every age and ability to reach their swimming goals in a fun and personalized way. We do that through private lessons, and those are by appointment. We have a master's adult swim team. So our adults 18 and over can come for a great swim workout. And then we also have a kids triathlon club. And these are kids 5 through 10, and they already know how to swim, but they are training on the swim stroke technique and endurance so that they can do a triathlon. And then we also have our very popular parent talk class, and that's a lot of fun. It's an introductory level. This isn't a learn to swim class, but it's an opportunity for parents to get in the water with their kids and get their kids comfortable. For the parents to learn, I teach the parents what to do with their own children, how to introduce them to the water environment. So this is different than an infant survival swim or something like that. We also provide swim clinics, and we have done those for the Joplin Stingrays, we've done those for Rufus Racing, triathletes, we've done those for masters swimmers, and it's to improve technique. And then we also host masters swim meets, and those are for adults, and we have done that at Missouri Southern. And then we also teach adults how to swim. So there are about 30% of adults cannot confidently swim the length of a pool. And so we have passion about teaching adults how to swim as well. The pools that we use my home in Carl Junction. It is outdoor heated saltwater pool. And then we have Millennium Family Fitness. I rent that in the mornings, and that's a heated outdoor pool. And then for masters, we also use Missouri Southern when it's cold out and Millennium closes. And that's an indoor pool. And then we just, in the past month, purchased an indoor facility, and this is a swim spa. And if you've ever seen one of those, it's like a giant hot tub that you can swim in against a current. You can also turn that jet off and just use it like that little boy right there and just do a swim lesson in that, and that is in my garage. And so that is going to be a comfortable place to do lessons at any point. Some of the challenges that I have are that 90% of business is done during the summer months, and so in the past 5 years, we have done some throughout the school year in the winter months, but not as much as in the summer. In the summer, they completely sell out. So we have seasonal pools. Several of the outdoor pools, they close when it's cold out. And another challenge is seasonal demand. Everyone wants swim lessons in the spring and summer, but not so much in the fall and winter. And then client availability. So a lot of our kids are in school during the school year, but we're trying to target some groups that aren't tied up during the school day, such as homeschooled kids, kids that could benefit swimming because of they have autism or they have a disability, and it has great benefits for that population. And then also adults who have flexible schedules and they can come and do their swim coaching during the day too. And then here's my contact information. And that's it.
Good job.
Any questions for Ms. Megan?
So you mentioned that your biggest challenge is it's seasonal. I'm assuming that you're asking us for feedback on that. Have you thought about doing informational workshops or fun events during the off season just as a way to fill your sales funnel? And if so, share with me what those are, and I'd like to do a follow-up on that answer.
So are you saying like a workshop, like
Even if you had like, in the wintertime, if you wanted to go to a coffee shop and have a trivia night on Olympic swimmers or
Oh.
something fun so that you stay top of mind without being in
Right.
the pool.
that's a good idea.
Okay, but we just completed my follow-up.
All right.
Good job, Megan. So I do have a question in like the seasonal part. So in the winter, I mean, are there either some private pools or something where, you know, you have a cover and you could still do some maybe smaller classes with fewer people or something to help keep some revenue going through the
Yes, so
Off-season?
in the off season, I do still have masters swim practices, and those are 4 times a week.
okay.
And those are at Missouri Southern, Tuesday, Thursday at 5:30, and then Monday, Wednesday at noon. And then I also can do private lessons in the swim spa in my garage, and it's we transformed the garage to have a comfortable atmosphere, and the swim spa is heated, and it has a cover that goes over it and it comes off when you're ready to swim. And that you can do any age, because you can do the young ones without the current, and then once they can do freestyle, turn on the current and be able to swim against that.
Very cool. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay.
My question was on the kids that you want to reach out to that's like in the homeschooling, and is there like groups you've already touched base with, or are you looking for more groups?
I'm looking for more groups now that I have the swim spa set up and ready to go. Of course, the outdoor pools are still what I'm using right now. But yes, I'm looking for more. I have joined one Facebook group so far that is just for homeschool families, and reached out to them in years past, but I haven't this year yet. So definitely looking for more connections to the homeschool community.
So I homeschool my daughter, and what about looking at the actual homeschool curriculum courses? Like mine in particular, we have live classes that she can attend, either virtually or in person, and seeing about getting on their live class curriculum as part of their homeschooling programming.
Yeah, that would be great. Do PE. Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Do you know Anita Archer?
and she has sent some kids to me. She
Okay,
can't
great.
tell me who and all that, but she has, yes.
Good presentation, Megan. I wish I could make this work like how Doug makes it work when he talks into it. It never does. Anyway, great presentation, Megan. I'd love to see the growth in your business. Like, I know you started coming to 1MC like right when we kicked off, and it's just been really cool to see it. I have questions about like how many people you employ, like how many like families or kids you can handle, like what that looks like for you.
Yeah, so, I'm the only full-time employee, but seasonally I have, other coaches who help out. So, one is my daughter, her name is May, and she's 16, but she's kind of been my helper for a couple of years, and now she's able to do private lessons, just fantastically. She's just taken off with that. The kids love her. She does a fantastic job. And so she helps in the summer, and then occasionally during the school year, if spring and fall. But then I have another coach, Lily, who was awesome this past couple of summers. I've had other high school swimmers come and help we have provided other programs that we've assessed and said, well, maybe it's not the best for my company. So I don't do everything swim under the umbrella of swim. We don't have a competitive swim team. We do for adults, but not for children. We don't do infant survival swim, and that's a very popular thing, and we support the competitive swim teams. We support the infant survival swims, but I don't personally do it all. So we send people elsewhere for that. Infant survival swim is a very specific thing, and if you do that, you pretty much just do that. I love teaching all ages, so I love getting the kids after they've been through that program, or helping parents choose a program, and that sort of thing. But we do private lessons, and in the summer, we might have, if I open up the booking page to 25 lesson spots, then 25 lesson spots fill. And so that's pretty much the max of what I would do. My other coaches, they might be able to do like 5 lessons a day, and they're pretty much toast, but I can do 18 to 24 in a day, and I'm pretty much in the water for 8 to 10 hours. And not everyone can be in water for 8 to 10 hours a day, but I love it, so I can do it. So families, it just depends, because I don't have a minimum or you sign up for the entire summer. So some people might be able to just come to a couple. Some might come 3 days a week for the whole summer. So it just depends. On my total roster, I think I have like 600 or so, but individuals. But it just kind of depends what programs they might be in. They might be in the parent taught or the private or the masters.
What do you see as like the vision? Like, do you want to add more employees? Do you want to build like a bigger pool? Like, what's your vision for?
So my vision is to be the #1 swim resource in the 4-state community. That doesn't mean doing all of it, but supporting swimming. For example, I know we had a lifeguard shortage in Joplin. Okay, yes, that's a current situation. But to think of the solution and to think of why you got there, you have to back up 10 years or so. And are the target people for lifeguards, are they confident swimmers? Because you have to be able to pass a rigorous, you can't just know how to float and pass that. So are they confident swimmers who love the water? And if the answer is no, they're not going to be lifeguards. Are your adults comfortable in the water? Are your families excited about going to the pool? And so all those things in the lifeguard shortage crisis that we had, we want to back up. So I want to be there, and my staff wants to be there to help raise these kids to be confident and love the water and ready to support the pool system and be on swim teams and go. We love all the swim teams. We want them to go and have a great time in that sport, and we want them to love water for the rest of their life. We want them to be on master swim teams and go scuba diving and swim at Beaver Lake and do like the open water swim competition that's coming up at Beaver Lake, you know, in the fall, and you know, and enjoy water, because there's so many things. When I teach an adult how to swim, or an older teen, and all of a sudden they go off the diving board for the very first time, or they go down a water slide for the very first time, or they get to, you know, jump off a dock into the lake without a life jacket on, oh my goodness. It's like a whole new world. And I've taught so many adults how to do that. And it's just amazing. Like, people are missing out on that part of their life. Water's so healing. Water is so cleansing. It's just, you can have a lot of peace when you're swimming and you're unplugged from all your devices, and you're just, I call it black line therapy, because there's just a black line at the bottom of the pool and you just watch that. There's a lot of benefits to swimming. You can do it your whole life. It's cool.
I love your heart. That's great. Thank you. Yeah.
Any more questions? Go once. Going twice. Let's open up for the second. I'm gonna leave this over for you, just in case. All right. Number 2 presenter is from Furry Friends, Basha. Yes? Come on, Basha.
So I'm gonna have my husband speak, but I am the owner of it. My name is Basha, but I'm just gonna have my husband speak for me.
I have help.
Yes.
I was originally excited to check out the event, but now I feel like I'm on TED Talk, so
Yeah.
it goes a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we are Furry Friends Waste Removal. What we do is pet waste management. How many people here have dogs or cats? Perfect. You can keep those hands up. How many of you like stepping in it, or hitting it with your lawnmower, or your kids tracking it in the house if you have kids? The flies, nobody likes it. And the thing is they're not gonna stop anytime soon. So you can have them use body pads in the house, which you still have to clean up and isn't really beneficial. Or you can run it over with your mower, but it's gonna be there no matter what you do. And so what we do at Furry Friends Waste Removal is we'll come out once a week or as many times as you need. We take it, we have separate bags for every yard that we go to. We sanitize our shoes and our equipment with a bleach water mixture, because it's the only thing that's effectively, and I forget the percentage, I apologize, but it's the only thing that's got an effective kill rate of the parvo disease. I don't know if it be a disease or well, I think I'm a little tall for the cord. So we spray down our shoes and we spray down our equipment so that every yard we go to, it's fresh, it's new. Every bag is its own bag. We never use we never use the same bag on 2 yards. We take it with us. If you don't have your dogs out 24/7, then we'll come out. We usually come out first thing in the morning. If your dogs are out, my wife, her whole passion is animals, is dogs. She loves them. It was kind of the whole thing for the business. So she absolutely loves meet and greets. We both have our own routes, and we both have our own favorite dogs that we get to see of our clients. We take it with us, we take it home, we dispose of it, and we do it all for $15 a week. Well, $15 a visit essentially, but our most common package is one time a week. We did have an initial fee in the beginning. We went ahead and removed that because of the fact that the service we provide is so beneficial and it's so affordable, and I feel like it's very well needed. We're just trying to get our name out there even more, even farther. Our vision is to do all of the surrounding areas. So far, we go all the way out to almost Galena, Kansas. It's just past BioLife. And we go almost to Avila. We're based out of Carthage, but we're wanting to expand to Neosho, Monette, Mount Vernon, anywhere around that'll let us. We've actually had 3 or 4 people reach out from Monette, but we weren't sure at that time whether or not we were going to be able to work that in, with gas. But we both decided that we want to take it as big as we can possibly make it, and our future goals are to hire a couple employees eventually, get them their own vehicles. Right now, we just use a pickup truck and my wife's little Chevy Spark. You ever seen a blue Spark drive around town with pink wheels? That's my wife's car. We have business cards if anybody's interested in them. Let's see. I don't know why I keep looking up there. There's nothing up there. I've seen it. You guys are paying attention.
Some of your challenges.
Some of the challenges, yeah. For some reason, one of the biggest challenges is getting our name out there, because
This is lack on my part of not promoting enough on social media. I need to promote more. I got better business cards. I got QR code. I got better magnets here recently.
did a giveaway.
I just recently did a giveaway on my Facebook page of Play-Doh for school. I am trying to get out of my comfort zone. I am pushing myself more to public speaking. I am pushing myself. I jumped head in first to create a business. I knew nothing about it. My accountant, I went to a meeting with Parks and Rec and I dove head first. I quote, and I told her I was going to wing it, and I knew nothing about it. I am willing to be humble, and I am willing to learn. I am wanting to make this business as successful as I can, but I am wanting to make these steps the correct way, but I am wanting to be humble, but just do it correctly. Thank you. I do apologize. I'm very nervous. Sorry.
We don't mind.
Thank you.
Question?
Did you say $15 a
Yes.
visit?
Yes.
Yeah.
That you just need to put that everywhere. And then
Yeah.
That's
we'll be
exactly
like,
what
"Here's
I
your
was
phone."
saying.
Like-
Because she says that she doesn't post enough, but she most definitely does. I mean, she doesn't necessarily throw something out every single day.
I
but-
try weekly at least.
And we've been working with like trying to work with like Procreate, do like little animations and stuff like that, but that's kind of on my end. I'm more of the artistic, and I've put plenty of stuff out, but getting it past the boss, that's a whole nother game. I didn't realize there was gonna be such a rigorous standard. But the thing is that when people hear about us or anybody that we speak about, they're so excited to hear about it. Just, $15 a week, like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. And for some reason, people still say that they haven't heard about us, but we're in like what's happening in Carthage, what's happening in Joplin, Carl Junction, Sarcoxy. I mean, pretty well all of them. And I did forget to mention that part of our services, we do have a referral program, and that is if you get someone to sign up with us, you get that week free. Like you get a whole service for free, and it's stacked. So if you can get 52 people, you just got a whole year free, and you don't even have to think about it or talk about it on the removal processing.
So it's been a pleasure getting to meet both of you, and I love your passion. Thank you for taking the risk and starting a business. As you work on getting the word out and you're dropping off business cards, I might suggest if you just had a flyer with your mission statement on it, make it fun, and go to every single veterinarian clinic that's within your service area, as well as wedding venues. Because yes, you can build that residual income on or weekly clients or monthly clients, but also for special occasions. If you've got somebody that owns 15, 20 acres and they're going to have their daughter's wedding venue out there, it would be worth it to have you come out and clear the area prior to their big event. So those are things that you can do, but you have to get connected to people. So you may not think wedding photographers, yeah, that actually might be a good referral source for you. So we're just excited that you're in the community and we wish you the best. You had your hand up.
So we did actually have we were at the gas station doing our routes one day, and we had a guy that does fencing ask us for our card because he said that a lot of the times when he goes to do a yard, it's just absolutely filled with it and he doesn't want to deal with it. And so that was super awesome because I don't know if he just hasn't had any business or what, but he hasn't reached out to us, but I told her that just opened a whole new door because I've been trying to think of anybody and everybody that could possibly use the service, is like all the way up to rest stops, because not everybody swinging by from the highway is going to pick up after the animal. But I was telling her that I'm sure there are tons of fencers that you got to lay the fence down, lay it out, get it ready, stand back up, so you're all over the yard. And that was super awesome for us because they just kind of opened a whole new door.
So yes, as he was saying, definitely get with your vets, but I would also recommend getting with like the trainers. There's a lot of trainers in the area, and I do have some connections if you would like, and also your boarding facilities, because trainers and boarding facilities, they have a big clientele as well, that they would refer, I'm sure, out to people. And then if you are going around to your vets, there are other I don't even remember the website, but even like your house sitter, dog watchers that are out there. I know quite a few of those as well, that do it freelance. And so getting connected with them as well, where you can partner up with that type of service with your trainers, your boarding facilities, that sort of thing. Because trainers will come out if you private lessons to people's homes. They don't like walking in the yard with poop everywhere.
Yep.
And so getting connected with them to kind of help with that as well, I would highly recommend it. And then, social media, it's a beast in and of itself. But you can always, reach out to different people who probably everyone, has had their wins and woes with social media in this group. And so you can always ask for pointers, tips, and tricks as well.
Obviously, lawn services, you need to contact, I'm sure you've thought about that already. I figured out where I've seen you, it was not here, it was ING.
Oh, okay.
You guys were at ING,
Yes.
have y'all thought about joining?
We did do some thinking about it, and I don't know, we kind of decided that we didn't feel like it was exactly what we were looking for because of the fact that they required that we be there every Thursday, and
It's not a requirement, they want you to be there because it gets your name out there a lot better, and it reminds people, and you're able to stand up and talk about your business each week. You're able to miss.
Okay, he was
Okay.
telling us when we did it that we were only able to miss 5 times at the most, and that was it.
Not throughout the year, I would come again
Okay.
and look into it further, just because I think that y'all are a better word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, y'all are very good word of mouth company.
Yes.
So I think that would be a really good opportunity, and for as cheap as it is, $100 a month, I think that would really be a good thing for y'all to look into.
It's actually $60 a month with
No,
$50.
I'm sorry, it's $100 a year.
Oh, okay, sorry, I thought you were
$100
talking
a
about
year.
our service, I was like, oh,
No,
no,
$100
Yeah.
a year for the ING, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah, it was originally like, we really liked it, but
Yeah.
when he told us we could only miss so much, because I have like VA appointments I'm working on starting college. She does the yards.
You can also have subs. So if you have anybody that works for you, or if you have a parent or someone, or just a friend who can talk about your business, can sub for you.
Okay.
You just need someone to represent you. It doesn't have to be either one of y'all. It can be someone who is representing your company.
Okay. Thank you.
Usually we have some marketing people in the audience. I don't see anyone this morning, and they would have like lots of really good information for you. So I'm just gonna put that out there that you might consider working with one of the local marketing companies. Athena Marketing is typically here. We've
We also do cat litter as well, like we do cats as well. I say we, my wife does the cats. I don't really look like the type of person that if I just came up and
We
was
have
like,
marketing, we have marketing people in ING too. that you can get in touch with.
okay.
Sarah's in ING too, and she does,
I would say I recognize you.
Yeah.
Chat.
she does stuff you need to. I'm surprised you
Absolutely.
didn't say anything, she does, internet stuff.
Good job. I have several thoughts or ideas. One, you might just connect with Misfit Mutts in Carl Junction. You met them?
No.
Yeah. Well, it's a pet store, but they also sell pets. So, you know, they have a lot of people go through there. You're getting her, you know, get a flyer or something you can take over there. It's in Carl Junction, right across the street from the post office.
Okay.
That's one. Second thing, as far as marketing and advertising, like when you're out and about and you're working with somebody, have a flyer or you look into getting some door hangers created and do some door knocking. It works if you're diligent. I mean, I know it's 100 degrees outside, but the point is, if you're doing it for Susie here, you know, even if you just went to the few houses around her, you know, and put a flyer out there and knocked on the door and said, hey, you know, I just want to let you know about our service, whatever, and move on. It could really help you. But somebody said something about going to some neighborhoods, you know, find a neighborhood, like I said, if there's around where you're already working, that's always best. But just neighborhoods you want to promote, you know, go and do something like that. Their door hangers are really cheap, but they are effective. So that's one idea.
Great society.
The other question I had was on your pricing. I mean, you know, it's one thing if you're doing a Chihuahua, but if you're doing a Saint Bernard, it's a whole nother story.
You know, it's funny that you would say that. I think we both would agree. We have a client in Carthage. He has 2 Great Danes, and he fills up our bucket every week. But I would 100% rather pick up after a Great Dane than a Chihuahua. It is so much harder to see what a Chihuahua leaves behind than it is a Great Dane. I can't miss a Great Dane. It's so much easier to not step in it, not be around it, and it is so much quicker to pick up too.
Okay. And then my other thought was too is that if you're out of Carthage and you're going to Galena, I mean, your gas costs are.
She drives a little
Unless you have,
2017
I know,
Chevy
but even
Spark,
if you have
so
a route, I mean,
we make sure that everything that we do, like I have a little Ford Ranger, but it's just it's like a '93, and it's a 4-cylinder, so it gets almost as good a gas mileage as her car does.
Okay.
But ours is trying to build the residual. Like we want the continued service, which is why we also did away with the initial. We had started with an initial, and we started with like a very, very cheap initial because we didn't want to be too pricey and scare people off. And then we did someone here in the Joplin area, and we ended up with 15 5-gallon buckets full. It took us 3 hours. And I was looking at her in the middle of it, and I don't remember what we charged. I think it was like $20-something. And I looked at her and I was like, this is not what we're about. I was like, I know that we're not doing an hourly service. I was like, but this is, oh my goodness, like we gotta change something. And we did for a little bit, but we've had more people shy away from us because of the fact that we had an initial fee. And for some reason, I'm not sure if it's just the way we were wording it, but people could not seem to understand why we were doing an initial fee. Plus, the more we talked about it, that's really the only bad initial we've had. I think we might have had one other one that was maybe 30, 45 minutes, but when we get on top of it and we stay on top of it, my average time in a yard is between 8 to 13 minutes. And I mean, when you think about $15 for 10 minutes of your time, you get out, go in, take care of it, and it's pretty simple. But that's if we get to stay on top of it. I believe in our terms and agreements we have, if you go away from the service for a certain amount of time and then try and bring it back 30 days, then we'll charge you a fee because of the fact that everything just piled up on us. Yeah.
Are y'all charging per dog?
Nope. Nope, that is the one thing that we are actually part of a, I don't even know what it's, I think it's called the Scoop Club, but it's like a poop scoop group. And it's all people that make a living off of it. Like there's a guy in Springfield that does it, and he just hit I don't remember if it was 6 figures or 100 clients.
100
And they all are not big fans of us because of the fact that we charge so cheap and we don't charge by the dog. But
They all charge by the minute.
they charge by the minute. They make a phenomenal amount of money. She wants to see every dog in the whole world that she can, I promise. Like, I know that might sound like a little bit of a sales pitch, it's not. She was trying to convince me that we should offer a discount on all the services if we can let their dog out there while she scoops. And I told her, I was like, "Nah, for $15 a week though, we're not taking it even lower." But we want to be different, and we want as much business as we can possibly get. We want to be absolutely slammed and overwhelmed in every possible sense of the word.
Have you thought about doing like a neighborhood discount? If they have like 10 people or the whole block gets together and says,
Like that.
you know,
That is good. I didn't
Mondays,
think
we're
about that.
doing this neighborhood. If you sign up for this, you get a 10%
I really
discount.
like that.
That is a good idea. Thank you.
Well, back to my last question is that, with your fees, you know, I'm sure you've got some terms and conditions, but just use an example. I used to have a car cleaning business and I did reconditioning services. Okay, well, I'm just using an example, but for a 15-passenger van, the base price is $225. Okay, well, that, you know, limits it to so much time, blah, 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 blah. And if it goes over that, well, then there's an additional fee. So you may have a base of $15 a week, but there needs to be terms and conditions, because if you don't put those parameters and limits on there, people will definitely take advantage of it, and you'll be working for nothing. Like you said, 15 buckets in 3 hours,
Yeah.
for 15 bucks. That
We
doesn't work.
we do have one client that we do have for a size of yard in our terms and conditions, but we've only ever had one person go outside of it, and she lives on the outside of Joplin, and I mean, if it was just like somebody's standard backyard, I'd say it's probably 4 or 5. And so what we did for her was we just charged her as though she was 2 clients. So she pays $30 a week for that. And I don't know, I would say that I didn't grow up on a farm, you did, but would you say it's about half an acre or so? It's extensive, it's a very large yard. But we do have in there, and we kind of use the pricing at our own discretion because of the fact that, like, picking it up out of rocks, like, that's like our arch nemesis, essentially, other than people not mowing. And it really depends, like, if your entire yard is rocks, then we have the ability to, like, add a $5 fee to it. But we usually talk about it, and depending on whose it is, whether it be on my route or whether it be on her route, and the fact of it's like, okay, well, it's just kind of a flower bed. Like, we have a client who their dog likes to use their, like, mulch garden. So mulches would be another, like, $5 charge, but it's real thin. It's only about that wide. The garden's like all the way around the yard, so it really doesn't take much more to look over and just take a scoop in. So on her, we don't charge. But then we have another client who has a mulch area that's probably about as big as this seating arrangement, and that is about 95% where her dogs like to go. And that's a lot harder. And so therefore, there we implement the $5 charge.
Okay, that's good. I got a question.
Yeah.
First question is, I got a follow up too with it. How long have you started your business?
Could you say that again?
How long has the business been going? Like when you started, like start date?
Technically since October of last year.
Started advertising more in February.
We weren't sure what we were going to do. We weren't sure if we just wanted to go with the website, if we wanted to go with the Facebook page. So we started in October, and I think we carried a solid like 3 to 5 clients until right around February. And then we kind of decided where we were going to go with our branding and our logo. Then we made the Facebook page. And right now we're right around 32 clients, I believe.
Okay. So my follow-up question is, have you created a business plan at all?
Yeah, we are looking at
We're looking at rebranding because we get at least one call a week about whether we'll come out and pick up their animal that is deceased. Because unfortunately I don't have a picture of it, but it's a little bit emoji of my wife holding a poo emoji with a pretty pink bow on top of it. And we have a large number of people that think that we remove dead animals. And so we've talked about renaming or rebranding for the fact that it is apparently not as self-explanatory as we thought that it was.
Okay.
I kind of pushed the Furry Friends waste removal. She wanted the Poo Bandits, and then we were suggested the Poo Fighters at one point, which was pretty fun. We liked that a lot. Doug made a very good point last time I told him about that that'd be a above the age of 30 demographic that would really understand that joke.
That's cool.
And so I wanted it to be able to be spoken about in like every setting. Like I've met a whole lot of people in my life and some of them are very squeamish. They don't want to talk about stuff like that. And so keeping it out of the name, like saying poo or anything like that, it was the goal. And I felt like our image was more than enough, but it seems to have not been. So we've been thoroughly discussing like rebranding.
Along with that question is because since you've been a year in, now you know what works for your ROI. Now you're going to want to know how to target your market and then as well as branding yourself, basically. So I highly suggest writing the vision down, making it plain, and follow through with it. Because what it's going to do for you in regards to it is be able to learn more about what you offer and what's working and what's not working, and then be able to capitalize on what's working to advance it even more. So that's just my 2 cents on that.
Thank you.
One last thing, if you're not already doing it, when you do get a lead and you get an address, utilize Google Earth or Google Maps. That way you can see how big of an area, topography, terrain, all that kind of stuff.
We did do that. I don't remember. It was a lady in Web City, and she had filled out our questionnaire, which we since changed. That it had been like over a year since the yard had been serviced, and she had like 5 dogs. And when we looked on Google Earth, it was a very extensive backyard and very tall fences, so we couldn't really see in. And I ended up actually taking a vacation day from my job because we were worried about it being another one of the 15 bag incidents. And so I actually took vacation day. We got out there. I also work at a factory in the evenings, as well as like all of this. That's why I said that. And we got out there, and she had a big, huge above ground pool, 3 sheds back there. We went over the yard, I think 5 times, because the fact that I took a vacation day off and the dogs were absolutely tiny, and I think it took us the first round through on our initial clean, which is always our longest and most extensive, for both of us, it took us, I think, like 12 minutes. So we just rounded it up to 30 for us and just walked over the yard a whole bunch more times, and we thought it was both really, really funny. Because we were, like, she was worried about it. She was like, I don't know if I want to go without you, but the lady could only meet after I would be at work. And so I was like, you know what, it's fine. I'll use a vacation day. We'll go out there, we'll get it done, start up a new clientele. And it was pretty funny all the way around. So we got to enjoy an evening together. But yes, we do the Google Earth. It has, other than that situation, it's been very, very helpful.
Anybody else? Good job, guys.